Hello friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Breck Roll. Alright, it's the last day of my really long weekend. You may recall that I had a 5-day weekend this week because of Thanksgiving, and they decided to give us that day off. So I've really kind of tried to get as much as I can done. We did a couple of cooking recipes. It's actually Thanksgiving Day today. I know you watched me shoot my turkey making video a couple days ago, but actually it's Thanksgiving Day today, so I'm gonna have some leftovers and stuff like that. But what I really did today was try to finish up the painting in the hallway. You may recall that a long time ago I painted the hall and then tried to then just kept putting off doing the trim because it's kind of a pain, because it's on the floor, it's in an uncomfortable position, and you got to do a couple coats. Well, I finished off that today for the most part. I got to do a little bit of touch-up work, but I got the most of the painting done, and so that's good. We're kind of getting cleaned up right now on that. I had to go actually take a few doors off the wall in order to do that, because sometimes it's kind of hard to get in, depending on whether the door is on the front end of the jamb or the back end of the jamb. You can't just open up the door and paint around it. Sometimes you got to take those hinges off, and so I had to do that in the linen closet and in the utility closet, and also in the door that goes out into the garage. Matter of fact, I've discovered more evidence. I'm convinced that when the house was built, that there was actually only one door going out into the garage, and that was the one that went out through the kitchen. But I think when they added the storm shelter, I think they added a second door because they didn't want it, if there was an emergency and you had to get out into the garage and get into the storm shelter, you didn't want to have to run to the front of the house, go through the kitchen, and then work your way out there. So they actually cut a hole in the wall at the end of one of the halls there, so you can go from the bedroom out into the garage very quickly. It's a lot more efficient. Well, I'm discovering, I've kind of suspected they kind of did this kind of half-assed when they did it, because it's kind of sloppy work with the drywall. And I found out when I was removing the doors from that door going out into the garage, that a lot of the hinges were attached with non-common screws. Usually, when you professionally hang a door, you usually go out and buy a pre-hung door, and it comes with everything, and basically you just got to pop it into the hole and then cover it up. Well, I think that they actually kind of manually did this one, and they used whatever screws they had available. I guess we've seen this before. That probably could be called a "that's not how it's done" moment, but I had to replace a few of them because a couple of the screws in there had weird heads. It didn't have a Phillips head or a slotted head. It had like a square head, and by the time I realized which one it was, I'd stripped it out and all that. So I ended up replacing a number of the screws on there with better screws, longer screws. They're going to dig in and cut into it better, and they're all going to have Phillips heads now, so if I ever need to take it off again, it'll be easier. I also discovered that, unlike what you run into when you have a pre-hung door, the holes weren't perfectly lined up, so it was kind of a pain in the neck to get the hinges back in there. It was a pain in the neck to get them out too, because when the door isn't perfectly aligned on there, the hinges tend to stick, and they tend to get really hard to get out of there. And then when I was putting it back in, I had the bottom hinge and the top hinge placed, but the hinge in the middle was like 1/8 an inch out of alignment. What I actually ended up having to do is loosen the screws on that, work the hinge into place, and then retighten the screws again. But I don't know, that's neither here nor there. We're done with that now. I'm going to take a little walk through the house and kind of show you what I've done. Like I said, I got a little touch up to do, but I got 2 good coats on the baseboards and the trim around the doors, and I think it looks pretty good. I think it'll be good to go, and so we can go from there. Also, one of the other things I want to do, I've been trying to get my mom to come and visit me ever since I moved into this place, and she's talking now maybe next winter that she might do it, so like a year from now. Well, she's been very curious about the neighborhood that I live in, and the front of the house, because she doesn't get to see a lot of that from the vlog, because I don't put any of that on there. So I've decided I'm going to kind of wander around the neighborhood today with the camera, and I'm going to shoot a video just for her so that she can kind of see the neighborhood I'm in, and see how beautiful it is here and try and get an idea why it is I like it so much, so that if she never does get a chance to actually come and visit, that, she'll at least have an idea where I live and can be comfortable knowing that I'm in a good and safe neighborhood. So let's go in and look at the paint that I've done, and then I'm going to go out and shoot that video for my mom. So I do still have a little bit of cleanup to do. I've got some posters that I had to pull off the wall. Some of the lines aren't really perfectly clean yet, but I'll go over that and we'll hit that with a white, and we'll kind of go back. I don't even have the masking tape off on this side yet, but it's coming up pretty good. Actually, I'm looking at this now. I probably need to do a little bit more touch up on the blue on the side of this. This is that hinge that I told you that was all kind of out of alignment, and trying to knock it in, I actually ended up scuffing the paint a little bit, so I'll have to hit that again. A couple little mist pots here that I have to cover. Got to get the masking tape off of here. Even up here up on the crown molding, which I did a few months ago, there's still a few touch-up things that I need to do. But I think for the most part, this is going to look really nice. It's going to give nice accent. One of the things I've always mentioned about this house is it's a little dark in here, so that if I can do something that will make it easier to spot the doors and stuff like that when it isn't perfectly light in here, that's all going to help and make things a little better. I also had to take a couple of doors off the hinges in addition to this linen closet here. I had to take this door off and this door off so I can get in there and paint. And while I was painting the other end of the hall, the cats were checking out this place. So I was in kind of a big hurry to get these doors closed up, because I don't want the cats hanging out in the bedroom, especially in the guest bedroom right now, and getting cat hair all over the new furniture I have. But like I said, a little bit more touch-up work in here. This is going to look really nice. I really like the accent color. The dark blue just, I think, really pops in here with the white on the walls and all the decorations and all that fun stuff. So, like I said, that's a door I had to pull off there. We'll have to put that one back on. But we are making progress in here. We're gonna, like I said, I'm gonna go out and do that video for my mom right now, and then I'll come back here and hopefully we can pull the paint off at that point, or pull the masking tape off here, and get this nice all the way around. I'm also getting grateful that we're far enough into fall now that for the most part, most of the leaves that are coming off the trees are off. So once we get all the leaves off the tree, then we can get them out of the yard and we can start make it look nice. See, those are the trees that are in the front yard, and you can see right now that they've basically lost all of their leaves. Those are the leaves. I got about 4 trees in the front yard that are these big massive trees like this that all drop their leaves. We are definitely getting into fall. Now, this isn't one of those trees that drops its leaves, neither is that one, but I've got a couple of trees that are like this one. There's this one over here, and there's this tree over here, which are all both dropping leaves. And as you can see on the ground, they're still making a big mess over here. The wind tends to blow them up into corners like that. So, once we get all the leaves off of this tree, and this thing, you can see this is a big, massive tree. This one's got a lot of leaves to drop yet. So, yeah, I'm going to have work for a while, but hopefully we'll get to the point where these are all off here, and then I won't have to worry about it until next year. Definitely want to maybe look into getting a leaf collector for the lawnmower. Let's kind of take a walk over here, see what this thing's looking like. Yeah, we still got a few of these funky pumpkins or whatever they are that are in here. There's about 4 of them right now, including that big one right there, which, that's the biggest one I've got right now. So I don't know. I don't think that's going to get much larger than that, but it kind of shows you what we're getting here. There's also kind of one in there, I've noticed. Once we get all this harvested, like I said, I'm going to pull all of this stuff out, because there's not really a whole lot of need to have a plant in here that, is growing something that you're not going to really do anything with. I still don't really know what this is or what to do with it. So I think it makes more sense at some point. I'm going to pull everything out of here. Probably going to tear down this planter itself and rebuild 2 of them. I still got to leave enough room in here to get the lawnmower through here and all that. But that's definitely in the plans. We'll be seeing that later on this year. We'll be doing that. I also am thinking that in this corner here, I'm going to put all those palm trees. I'm going to actually, one of the things is that the yard kind of slopes from this direction. It kind of slopes downward here. So I'm higher up here than I am if I'm at the front of the yard. So what I'm thinking I want to do is maybe line the whole back wall here, maybe all the way over to the other side of the yard with bricks, just to bring the level up, make it flat out here. And then I'm going to put the 3 palm trees right here into this corner here. I think this will be a good place for them. I think they'll do well. They'll get good sunlight. They'll get good good rain and good irrigation during that time. And I think that'll work out well. I still got the maple tree. Don't know exactly where I want to put that, but we'll play that by ear. Oh, you remember when I told you we got that rainstorm a few days ago? Yeah, I got to figure out how I'm going to get all the water out of here. We got about a ½ inch of rain in that about 30-minute rainstorm that we had. So, like I said, it really poured out here for a while. But yeah, the beauty is all of this stuff would be in the pool right now if I didn't have the cover on here. So the cover is already paid for itself as far as I'm concerned. Now I just got to figure out how to get the water out of here. And I think what I can do is I can just kind of bail it out with a bucket. Because I think what I can do is if I kind of lower certain spots here, I can make all the water kind of flow into one area, and then I can bail it out with a bucket. So I don't know, we'll have to figure that out. That's going to be one of the ongoing tasks of all of this. I don't know, maybe I'll just even use like a pool sweep or something like that to kind of maybe shove all the water in one direction. Like I said, one of the problems I ran into, all the pillows migrated to one end of the pool, so that was something we'll also have to figure out better next year. Probably, I had originally tied them down in the pool, and I figured, well, once I got the cover on it, it should be fine. Yeah, no, that didn't work out that way. So, live and learn. We'll do it right next year. So I think that's all that I have for today. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you next time on Escaping the Mouse. I'm going to go out and shoot that video for my mom now.